So hello everyone, welcome to the new day and new vlog. You must have seen that few days back I submitted my psychology final term paper as well as the presentation. So I thought that today I'll talk about the submission part and what were the insights or the experience regarding the final term paper submission. So if I start, as you know, or if not, then you can watch the psychology related videos in order in the RPTU Kaiserslautern playlist, where we had to submit several assignments, several short reports, online experiment, and then the term paper. For the term paper, first we had to submit the proposal, then we had to submit the draft paper, and then we were supposed to submit the final term paper. Now, the thing is, if you want to know about the details, then you can watch the video regarding the psychology term paper proposal, and if you want to know about the pattern, then you can watch the video regarding the psychology draft paper submission, where we have discussed about the pattern as well. But the point here in this video is that while submitting the final term paper, we did not had the final review. So the thing is, we were supposed to get the review for our draft term paper that we submitted, but the thing was, earlier the deadline was before the final exam. The psychology exam was scheduled in Feb. So before that, we were supposed to submit our final term paper. But the thing was, the deadline extended, and then we were asked that maybe on the final exam day, we have to submit the final term paper. But till that point, we did not receive any review. So then again, it got extended till March, and then the new deadline was of March. So the thing was, professor in the exam as well told that the deadline will be changed, which was of February, will be changed to March, and then you can go and submit in OLAT your final term paper, but obviously after receiving the review, because she said that she will be giving the reviews. So now the final or the new deadline was 7th of March, and we had our psychology exam on 22nd Feb. The thing was, even on 6th of March, when I checked, or some people checked in OLAT, then the deadline was not changed. It was still showing 22nd Feb. So then what we did was, we mailed the professor regarding this issue, that how we can submit our final term paper, because we do not have the review for the draft paper and the deadline is also not changed. So what professor did was, I think she changed the deadline. Now there was another issue that we encountered, was that the deadline was changed, but the submit button was disabled. So for that, I think the professor also said that you can mail her directly. So I think this is one of the key points as well, or the insight as well, that even if the submission via OLAT is not possible, then one can mail the professor as well the assignment. So the thing was, we can mail our assignment, but the thing was, for this our final submission term paper, we did not have the review of our draft paper. So then we had to think, or we have to correct by ourselves, like when I connected with Muntasir as well. So we discussed with each other and we tried to verify each other's draft paper, because we do not have the review from the professor. So now some of the points where we focused was regarding like the pattern, because we constructed our draft paper accordingly, like we talked in our draft paper video, but we checked any spelling mistakes. One of the points that I also received was to use the abbreviations. Suppose I am saying that theory of mind, so if I am mentioning it for the first time, then I should mention that theory of mind and in bracket TOM. So this was also one of the points that I got in one of the reviews, that first, if you are using any abbreviations in your paper, please do mention the very first time the full form and then the abbreviation, so that you can use the abbreviation further. So this was one of the points that we tried to focus on. The second point that we tried to focus on was regarding that there should be no spelling mistakes or any grammatical errors or punctuation mistakes, because I think formatting of the term paper also play a crucial role. Another point which we kept in mind was regarding emphasizing or highlighting certain terms or certain set of words, for example using the bold font for that. So that was also one of the important points. Next thing which I noticed, and Muntasir also highlighted and told me, that to keep the references which we mentioned, suppose in our last page, the 5 references, in an alphabetical order. This was one of the guidelines which was also mentioned in OLAT. Like as I told her, if you have watched the previous videos related to psychology, then if you check OLAT, or if you are taking this course, then there also you can find certain set of guidelines which one should use, or one should keep in mind. So I think this was also mentioned there, that if you're mentioning your reference, then you have to give them, or you have to write them in an alphabetical order. So I had to change that. In my draft paper, that was not the case. Although in our draft paper, it was asked that if you submit the draft paper, you get certain credit points, and then based on the review, you have to modify. But since we did not have the review from the professor, so what we did was, we tried to validate within ourselves. So I think this was also one of the important points which one should focus on, was regarding mentioning the references in alphabetical orders. The next thing that we did was to verify our term paper, or we can say the draft term paper, based on the previous reviews that we received. For example, we had the reviews till short report 3, and suppose some points were mentioned that if you mention your reference and your page number should be in certain format, your journal name should be in certain format. So we tried to focus on that reviews, right? And also then we maybe try to read or maybe go through each other's papers, that if we find some formatting issue, or if the title is correctly aligned in the first page or not. So I think one can do this thing as well. If you do not have the review from the professor, then we can, or the students can verify within themselves as well, so that if you encounter an issue, like in my case, Muntasir told me regarding the alphabetical order, and then I changed it, because for our final term paper submission, even the formatting have certain set of marks. When we submitted our short reports, we used to get the remarks, but I think certain points can get deducted based on the formatting issues or formatting faults as well. So I think we should also keep that in mind. So I hope you get some idea from our experience as well, that even if the deadline is not extended or is not changed in OLED, then you can mail to the professor. If you're not able to click on the submit button, or if the submit button is disabled, then you can inform that, as well as if it is disabled, you can also mail the final submissions via mail, because we did this thing, that we mailed our final term paper as well as the presentation via mail. So this was quite a different experience. Like I said, we validated within ourselves whatever was possible, and we tried to modify our draft paper, although we tried to skim or scan the content, but we also tried to focus on the formatting part and the rules and the regulations which are mentioned in OLED, as well as from the previous reviews, as well as the reviews that I received from Muntasir as well. So I would like to thank him, as well as the professor as well, that she changed the deadline and accepted our submission via mail as well. So this was all about our experience and insight. I hope you get some information through this vlog, and as I said, we'll talk about the term paper presentation, because its experience is also quite unique, because we had to record 6-minute presentations, 6-minute presentation, and we had to use one tool. So I think that was quite a unique experience. So we'll talk in some other video. I'll end this vlog now. Rest you know, like, comment, share, subscribe. It doesn't take much time. Bye bye, ciao ciao, namaste, chalo, see you in new day, new vlog.